Welcome. Today we're gonna be talking about a few different things. First topic we're gonna talk about when Earth planets or Earth-like planets ain't necessarily much like Earth. So this one's a planet that they found, TIO 700, and apparently it's Earth size. You know what I mean? It's in the habitable zone. It's kind of cool when they find these type of planets, obviously, because 9 times out of 10 they harbor some type of life. You just can't, you know what I mean? It's very hard for you to tell me starting this hard. It's very hard for you to tell me that this hell ain't harboring life, just from being in the habitable zone where water is apparently able to be liquid. But we all know, depending on the isotope or the type of water, there's water that's very far from the habitable zone that's in a liquid state. So I don't really give a fuck, you know what I'm saying, about the habitable zone is cool, but there are different, you know what I mean, zones that you could also be in that can harbor life. It's just the conditions gotta be super, you know what I mean, it's gotta be almost galactically aligned. Like, it almost gotta not make sense. Just like how the moon is the same circumference as the sun, how that shit don't make no fucking, how you have a rogue object, if it's rogue or if it's, you know what I mean, from the earth, how you have something that just magically forms itself to the, alright bro, it's just crazy. Stuff like that just have your mind. But back to stay on topic, you know what I mean. We got 700, and it's one of the, so there are 4 planets in this little solar system they got over here, and 2 of them are in the habitable zone. Now I'm gonna read to you why they believe that you obviously can't live on these hoes. Let's see, Denver, the sun, 28. Alright, so the habitable zone is a region where the stars and the planet just right distance, where neither could be too cold or too hot, liquid water, potential existence on the surface. Alright, Goldilocks, I'm telling you, man. 2 of the 4 planets that have been seen orbiting this dwarf star. So the star is a dwarf star. Our star is a G-type star. You also gotta rate these stars, you know what I mean, by the size, how much heat they give off, all type of components that go into something being habitable. So, seen orbiting the dwarf star with an unimaginative name of TO 700, about 100 light years away from the southern sky. Interesting. Within its habitable zone, they're about the size of Earth and is believed to be rocky. Another requirement of them to be Earth-like worlds, but there are also major differences, which suggests their surface conditions could be quite unusual. First of all, the dwarf star is smaller, so the size, and cooler, so the temperature, and dimmer, so the light that it puts out. You see what I'm saying? Man, it's crazy. Than our sun. So the habitable zone is in a closer range. One of the 2 planets only takes 28 Earth days to complete its orbit, while its companion takes 37. So imagine niggas here. I need to know the pay system. You know what I mean? Niggas gotta, if y'all niggas let it so much, you know what I mean? If y'all love that money so much, I need to know the pay system. Do you get paid at the end of the year? Do you get paid? I mean, like, it's kinda, what do you, that's why it's so silly over here, nigga, like, it's whatever though. When planets are close to their stars, they are often gravitationally locked, which means one side faces the star while the other side faces outer space. Our moon is gravitationally locked. Yeah, so pretty much when something is gravitationally locked, it does make it a little bit harder because there's not that flow, you know what I'm saying, of rotation that allows there to be a difference in temperature worldwide. But there's still a chance for life. Life ain't. I'm gonna get on that on the next topic, but let me see. Astronomers have yet found Earth 2.0, an exact replica of our planet orbiting a star like our sun. Finding it is a huge challenge because the sun is much brighter type of star than the dwarf, so the small rocky planets are small in the glare of our telescopes. Okay, cool. So essentially, I'll read this last part. Perhaps a narrow band of moderate. Yeah, I'm actually the main. That means these planets would have two different hemispheres, or these planets would have two different hemispheres. The sun would never set on the daytime side. So this is going back to that stuff we were talking about, it being entirely locked. So, which would cause two extreme environments where the sun side would be a hot summer Sahara desert, which I'm cool with that, and while the dark side would be permanently frozen Arctic weather. We need to know how cold though, cause Sahara heat ain't that bad, you know what I mean? It's Arctic winter, it could be bad. It's bad for me, I can't do cold. I mean, my body damn near shuts down, I can't eat. But this heat, I could thrive in that mode. That's where I thrive, nigga. So pretty much that's just a small, you know what I mean? They found 5,000. Like you telling me y'all niggas have grazed through 5,000 exoplanets, whether they be Jupiter-sized gas planets or as hot as Mercury. I don't give a fuck. You ain't find nothing, like nothing. It's very hard for me to believe, but on to the next one. Worlds bursting with plant life should shine in detectable wavelength of infrared, say exoplanet scientists. So pretty much this one's mainly talking about how they're starting to use they nice little telescopes at certain wavelengths to detect the chlorophyll, right? Because so there's two different types of chlorophyll. There's chlorophyll A and then there's chlorophyll B. They call chlorophyll B an accessory to chlorophyll A because chlorophyll B pretty much gathers energy and then sends it to chlorophyll A, which if you ask me, that's gathering the energy is pretty fucking important, but if you want accessory, whatever. Chlorophyll A is the main one that actually does all the photosynthesizing work, apparently is what they tell you now. When chlorophyll A does all this work, it puts out a certain frequency, and it is roughly at the 650 and 850 range spectrum nanometers. Is what they scale it at. And pretty much, obviously, telescopes could probably, you know what I mean, hone in on that and pick up on them wavelengths that are being redirected out by this chlorophyll. That's a pretty interesting way to find out which type of life there is, you know what I mean? The paper focuses on how the fluorescence from chlorophyll could be detected on plants similar to Earth. This study explained the detectability of biological fluorescence from two types of photosynthetic pigments, chlorophyll and bacteriochlorophylls, on Earth-like planets with oxygen-rich, poor and anoxic atmospheres around the sun and M dwarfs. I don't know why you really should just shoot this thing everywhere. I don't understand why you just gotta hone it in on, you know what I mean? That's why y'all niggas stay surprised. It's crazy. So pretty much this kind of trickles to what we were talking about on our first topic with life being there on other planets, and even going back to this one and there being some, whether it be on the equator, you have a hot side, extremely hot side, Sahara side, whatever you want to call it, and then you have a winter side. There has to be a point of median, you see what I'm saying? A point of in between where there has to be some kind of, I'm just telling you, there has to be. It's not the extreme life that you could find here on Earth, you know what I'm saying? Like, they find, I think in underground Galapagos, right? So they found 7,900 feet below the surface in dark mines. They found bacteria that doesn't need oxygen. This is single-celled organisms that do not need oxygen at all. They don't give a fuck about oxygen, and they breathe sulfur compounds. So if you ask me, you know what I'm saying, Venus, they found that there's a particulate in Venus's sky, and I believe that the particulate, what's it called? It's like prime. Let's see if I can pull it up. If I can't, then it's on a nigga head. But anyways, I'm gonna just put it on when I find it later. So pretty much they found it in Venus's sky now. Fuck that, I ain't gonna keep talking in third person. Let me see. I don't know if they might have removed it. Yeah, here we go. So it's called phosphine. There we go. So they found signatures of phosphine in the atmospheres of Venus. See what I'm saying? So phosphine is known on Earth to come from places like swamps, all type of stuff, but it could also be from, it kind of shows biological processes in the making. It's known as a poisonous gas detected in rocky, terrestrial planets that could produce living organisms. Like it's kind of, it's just another fingerprint, you know what I mean? That something could be there, but it's an important fingerprint. See what I'm saying? And they just keep on keeping on, you know what I mean? They gonna reach 10,000 and still ain't got nothing for us. But in reality, they probably found about 1,500, 1,200, probably all 5,000 have some form of life. They just ain't finna. Like if you wanna tell me, see what I'm saying? Ganymede got some form of life that's known. We already know that. So Titan, nice atmosphere's got some form of life. That water's got some form of life. We know that. Jupiter's clouds known to have life being in extreme environments. And then y'all niggas never do no research on Earth, because the moment y'all find some crazy on Earth, y'all gotta then relate it back to space. So if you start finding bacteria, living algae or living bacteria living in the geysers of yellow, you start doing research like that, start finding bacteria living in such extreme environmental temperatures, you obviously then gotta take that shit to space, nigga. And then you gotta realize that, well, damn, nigga, if it's damn near 1,500 degrees Celsius where this nigga's living, I think it might be alright. Yeah, I mean, especially the fact that the nigga don't even need oxygen. That's what be funny. If it don't need oxygen, single-celled organism, there could be so many different variations. Some of them could just breathe straight helium, nigga. Some of them could breathe straight hydrogen, nigga. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, but you could kind of see now. It just depends on how much information obviously how much you know about life itself. If you don't know shit about life itself, then you gonna look at this and say, oh yeah, damn, they ain't find nothing. Alright, cool. On to the next one. So yeah, next topic we're gonna talk about colliding black holes. discovered in nearby galaxy. So this to me is very, very interesting because black holes fry my brain. They're really hard for me I can wrap my head around it. Definitely, I'm lying. I really can't, but I'm trying. You see what I'm saying? Like what was God thinking when he made that, or when she made that? You know what I mean? Like, what was she thinking? It is something like this when these type of celestial objects collide with each other, especially sometimes these hoes be having 4 million times the mass of the sun, nigga. Like, bro, like, you personally, I don't give a fuck who you are, nigga. In your brain isn't made to compute, you know what I'm saying, things of that magnitude. Like if you watch some of these comparison videos of some of these suns, you know what I mean, like our sun in about 5 billion years, when it starts burning carbon and it's close to Jupiter's orbit, like, that's ridiculous, nigga. Like, you expanded that much to where you same thing with the sun Betelgeuse. Excuse me. Same thing with the sun Betelgeuse. It's been expanding and despanding, expanding and then despanding. It's like, not to let me get too far off topic, but the sizes of these things are Betelgeuse is very huge. Just the normal size of Betelgeuse touches Venus, and I think it inhales, or it inflates like a balloon, and then it touches Jupiter. You know what I mean? Like, just in 20 years it was able to that's wild. So back to these black holes merging. When things like this happen, it causes very, very very massive gravitational waves, disturbances through space-time, and they also cause a lot of radiation through, whether it be exotic minerals, whether it be exotic or ions, you know what I mean, exotic heavy metals. Because another thing you gotta understand, like gold is only made apparently in supernova explode. Like, when a supernova explodes, that's when gold was made. So certain atoms and certain configurations can only be made through certain events. You see what I'm saying? And heavy metals and things of that nature are made through these events, emitted through these events, and pretty much cause a lot of turmoil through these events. Because the jets, it even reaches a point where when these holes merge, it gets so hot that the release of energy, apparently, I don't know the physics on it too much. Like I say, black holes is, you looking at a hole, but I seen the math equation that the nigga wrote for the black hole, and I'm telling you, you needed about 15 notebooks, you know what I'm saying, that have about 300 pages each just to write down the equation for this hoe. It's not no game, nigga. And if you up on one, half of them hoes, half of the equation wasn't even numbers. That's how you know. Alright, bro. If you mess, it's like coding, nigga. If you mess up one time, you might as well just, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So pretty much, like I say, hella radiation, a lot of gravitational waves. I just truly, my brain wonders, because there are definitely planets that orbit black holes. Now their chemistry is probably just obscene. You know what I mean? Like the amount of magnetism and the amount of supercharged material that, like, I could only imagine. You see what I'm saying? Like, and I've seen a few things on hypothetical life, whether life being based off of hydrogen, you know, obviously actual humanoid species being based off of hydrogen, and how that would work. Certain species being based on ammonia, certain species being based, like, just certain, obviously, circumstances. And I feel like living as close as you gotta be to something like this. Something so serious, nigga. Something so serious, nigga. You gotta be made of something that just, you know what I'm saying? Like, blows my top, nigga. I don't know. So, pretty much some of these black holes also be rapping around. Like, this dance could be anywhere from, nigga, it could take from 100,000 years for them to form. Now, what does this do to the Milky Way itself? Like, when the Milky Way also, because the Milky Way is gonna go through this, it's gonna hit Andromeda, this galaxy called Andromeda that we're supposed to hit. So when the Milky Way goes into this dance, right, because it's supposed to look beautiful, honestly, from the imaging that I've seen, we have this thing called a great year. You see what I'm saying? The great year approximately is 250,000 years to go around the entire Milky Way galaxy. That changes a lot of, you know what I mean? As in, a lot of events now will be new. You see what I'm saying? Because you're adding new components to the evolutionary process that planets naturally already go through. Because I don't want to take too long on this hoe, because I'm going to ramble and I'm going to, you know what I mean? But just like how you were born a kid, you know what I mean? And you go through processes and all that good stuff until you an adult. Same thing as a planet. And it's traveling through the galaxy, and it's going through certain gas clouds, it's going through touching certain magnetism points, it's going through just certain things in space that help it with its evolutionary processes, just as you do. You see what I'm saying? Every planet is different. It's got its own personality characteristics. If you ask me, that's what makes this universe so, one of the things that make it so speechless, you know what I mean? Speech. Next thing we're gonna talk about, these organic compounds, right? Mars meteorite that crashed to Earth contains huge diversity of organic compounds. Nigga, this shit crashed into Earth 12 years ago. Hey man, y'all niggas, it took y'all some time. It took y'all some time to come out. So I'm gonna read this portion because I say this is pretty important. Organic compounds are molecules that contain carbon atoms bonded to atoms from one or more other elements, usually hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and sulfur, as well as others. These compounds are highly abundant in all life forms on Earth, which means, well, I don't know about that on me, but which means their presence in space rocks could potentially indicate the existence of life somewhere else in the solar system. Obviously, we understand that amino acids are the building blocks to life. That's what they tell us. I mean, they create the protein, which creates other things, which creates the organism. So, I mean, it's just one of the keys, you know what I mean? However, some organic compounds can also be formed by non-biological process, so scientists cannot know for certain. That goes back to that, I think it was pyrite? No, not pyrite. Pyrite is also one of the, so they found, I like that. So they found, what's it called? A bacteria that is able to, or an algae that is able to live off of pyrite, nigga. It's able to live off of pyrite. If you know what pyrite is, it's in Yellowstone, nigga. Pyrite is also known as the most volcanic type of magma, so pyrite is not something you play with, but apparently this nigga has it in his diet, so I don't know what you want to say about that. It was in Morocco. So the Moroccan meteorite contained contained organic magnesium. Magnesium is very important. Very, very important. Which are extremely abundant throughout the meteorites and have never been detected in Martian samples before. So the one piece of rock that comes here. So y'all been there. That's how, bro. So y'all been there. You see what I'm saying? Y'all got a whole, whatever this toy y'all threw over there that probably weighs 10 tons that takes pictures with a Motorola. Y'all niggas sent that hoe up there. Can't even take straight pictures. That bitch take pictures of the ground. Like, it's at a fixed angle to where the motherfucker is just straight ground pictures. Like, niggas don't want you to see the real, man, whatever, nigga. So, pretty much, you telling me that this little hoe, this little Wally ass nigga you sent over there couldn't go ahead and, you know what I mean, get this little thing in there, collect about, because you're not finna tell me, from this picture, this silly ass picture, this is showing me this is like a robo-car, nigga. This is something that you get at Walmart, that you drive around in your street, you see a kid driving around the street, nigga. Like, you telling me you couldn't get no real craft over here. No real craft that can... Y'all niggas believe what y'all want to, bro. A piece of rock, a rock that could fit in this whole hand, just gave you all of these materials. Magnesium compounds, which are highly abundant. All right, let's keep going. The team believes that these compounds are formed in high pressure and high temperature conditions of Mars' ancient mantle, meaning they are non-biological and could reveal clues on how the red planet's deep interior was shaped. So now they're saying that these are non-biological. Like I said, bro, I don't know. There's not so much a nigga could. It's honestly on, you know what I mean? How you see this, you feel me? The researchers also uncovered several other compounds within the meteorite, including aliphatic branch carboxylic acid, compounds that are similar structures, or that have similar structures to amino acids that make up proteins. Aldehydes, compounds where a carbon is double bonded or shares multiple electrons with an oxygen. Olefin or olefin or hydrocarbon with one or more carbon atom double bonded to each other, and polyaromatics. See, we got tyrosine over here, phenylalanine, what's another aromatic? Tyrosine, phenylalanine, tryptophan. Those are 3 aromatics right there off the top of a nigga head. And I think those are the only 3, nigga. So that at least I know of on Earth. So on the human body at least. Polyaromatic. So they react to light. We like that. Complex hydrocarbons, nigga. Complex. That could include multiple ring structures. To me, that's very beautiful. It's like music to a nigga's ears, you know what I mean? Complex, you know what I mean? Oof. So yeah, you could tell niggas don't really, they give you half and half, you know what I mean? And then they give you more of the other bullshit than they give you the real. So you can see that they got this little baby rock that came somehow. It landed here on Earth in Morocco, in the city of Tissint. If I butchered that, my bad. But pretty much, you telling me you find that, but you got a whole Wally up there that can't find shit. It's alright though. We gonna move on to the next one. So, last but not least, Startup says these niggas crazy. Startup says it started releasing chemicals into the atmosphere to dim the sun. shouldn't even. Look at these niggas. The goal was to have balloons release sulfur dioxide particles at high altitudes. Jesus. So, let me just pull something up for y'all niggas so y'all niggas can see what sulfur do to a nigga, right? I'm tripping. Let me go. Let me show you what sulfur do to a nigga, right? Sulfur dioxide effects on health. Sulfur dioxide SO2 is colorless, reactive air pollutant with a odor, right? I've heard of gray ET smelling like sulfur, nigga. You get away from me. If you were gray, stay away from me. I don't know sulfur smelling, you know what I mean, muddy, nasty, dusty, you know what I mean, just absolutely horrific, nigga. Alien form, alien whatever need to be around me. I don't give a fuck. That shit is nasty, nigga. When you got that shit radiating off of you, that shit is nasty. And who knows, niggas might go through a mutation where, hey, let's stay on topic. This gas can be a threat to human health, animal health, and plant life. So the same shit that they just put up on you, they gonna spray in the sky. Like they just told you the issues, like they just told you the problems. And then they gonna say, man, fuck it, the sun is way worse than this. Imagine that. So imagine that. The sun must be worse than this gas threatening human health, animal health, and plant. The sun must be worse. You see what I'm saying? Main sources of sulfur dioxide, which from what I know is like volcanoes and shit. Yeah, so main sources of sulfur dioxide emissions are from fossil fuel, combustion, and natural volcanic activity. Hawaii's Volcanoes Natural Park is a unique and national park system because it sometimes has high concentrations of sulfur dioxide. I don't need to be there because this is about to show you what it does, nigga. All the acid rain, all the good stuff, but this is what they use to block the sun and create a cooling effect. So sulfur dioxide irritates skin mucous membranes of the eyes, nose, throat, and lungs better than the sun though. Side. High concentrations of SO2 can cause inflammation and irritation of respiratory system, especially during a heavy physical activity. I hope you're not outside doing nothing serious, cause you finna be finished. If you got if you in a volcanic, any type of volcanic where you got all the ash in there, nigga, it's hard to, sometimes you can't even stay inside your house. Like you nigga, you better hide in your closet. I don't know where you gotta go, nigga, to not breathe this type of stuff in when volcanoes erupt with serious V8 eruptions and V7 eruptions that actually do some damage, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, them N95s ain't gonna be you know what I mean? High concentrations, let me see, resulting in symptoms that include pain when taking a deep breath, causing throat irritation, breathing. God damn, nigga. Your lungs is impaired, that's what they saying. That's pretty much what all that your lungs is on standby. High concentrations of SO2 can affect lung functioning, worsen. Man, look, I don't even gotta keep going. You could already see them up. This is very detrimental to the health of the human. But it's what they're using to what they call dim the sky so that, I don't know, man, I don't know. Again, half of these hoes end up becoming particulates anyway, so it's kind of dumb because the heavier these particulates get, so sulfur dioxide interacts with the atmosphere, right? And it not just causes acid rain, right? But it can cause other things like, what are they called? Aerosols, right? And these aerosols can eat at your ozone. So I don't really understand it'd be weird, like, and then if you decrease your ozone, then wouldn't you end up decreasing? But I'm gonna do a little bit more on that with the sulfur dioxide's effect on, you know what I mean, everything in the atmosphere, whether it be the thermosphere, stratosphere. It don't matter where you spray the shit, it's gonna go everywhere, nigga. I don't understand why niggas you just spray the top, nigga. It's gonna go all the way to the motherfucking what's it called? The last layer. I think it's called the mesosphere. But yeah, y'all can see again. Some more silliness. I don't really understand it, but it's beyond me. I'm a different breed. You know what I'm saying? I'm aromatic. I do what I do. And if you fuck with me, like I say, shit, leave a like, do what you do. If you fuck with the video, leave a like, do what you do. I'm gonna be back with another one, and the next one probably might be a little bit more spacey. I don't know. I'm everywhere. I'm on the health. You know what I mean? I could talk about anything, so it's just really wherever my head wants to sit tight. But yeah, if you rock with it, do what you do. I'm gonna see y'all niggas.